Hi everyone, this is Dr. O. I'm going to solve some Python exercise practice questions in this video for module 3. And in this module we are working with lists, sets, dictionaries. So the first question is about working with lists. So the question is asking creating a list with the following items: cat, dog, rabbit, parrot, and hamster. And as you see, all of them are text variable. That's why they need to be in double quotation. And we call this list as pets. So I'm going to type here pets equal to, and for list we are using square bracket. And inside the square bracket we are going to include all these items that we want to have. So I'm just going to copy paste here and make sure I modify before I'm moving forward. And here, as you see, cat, dog, rabbit, parrots. We just need to get rid of ants because the computer doesn't recognize what is ant. And then we close the square bracket, and now we created a pets list. So let's run this. And when you run it, it's not going to print anything. In order to print, we need to use the print function. So we are going to print in the curly brackets. We're going to include the name of our list. And now if we run it, you can see our list is created, and that includes cat, dog, rabbit, parrot, and hamster. Now the next step is we are going to add a new item, goldfish, to the list using the append method. And if you follow my videos, append is a function and that adds to the end of the list. And inside the append, we need to include the list item we want to add. In this case, it's goldfish, so I can just copy paste this one. And I need to make sure everything is correct and I didn't type anything wrong for the code. And then we will run. Again, if you don't use the print function, you don't know what is inside the pets. I'm going to print pets again and see if I correctly append the goldfish. And now goldfish added. But as you see, goldfish is added at the end of the list. That's one characteristic of the append function. And now what we are going to do next is we are going to print the index number 2 first, number 2 of the pets list. And again, if you remember from my lecture videos, index in Python starts with 0. So the index of cat is 0, index of dog is 1, index of rabbit is 2. So let's print. I'm just going to print not the entire list. I want to know index 2. So to do that, I'm going to type the name of the list. And again, in the square bracket, I'm going to include the index number and close the parentheses for print function, and then run the Python code. And as you see, Python code produces rabbit as an output. The reason is cat is 0, dog is 1, and rabbit is second in the list. Let's print -2 and see how it works. So what I'm going to do is in the print function, again, I'm going to include the list name, but this time in the square bracket, I'm going to type -2. And then close the square bracket and then curly bracket and then print. You see, hamster is -2. Why? So let's understand. So when you look at the Python list, when you index negatively, the last one is -1. And the one before the last one is -2. That's why we have hamster here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change rabbit here, rabbit, to turtle. And we know that rabbit is in index 2, 0, 1, 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just type, I'm going to call pets again, pets list, and the index number 2. And you know that list can be changed. And I'm going to instead type it here, turtle. And run the code again. I can't see any results, so I'm going to print the pets list again to see if I have made the change. And let's run it. Yes, you see, instead of rabbit, now I have turtle. So that means the list can be changed, modified. That's one important characteristic of the list, and that's one of the reasons we use it. So the final question is, what happens if we print the element with index 3? So I'm just going to print Here, again, I want to print the pets, the list I created, but this time my index is going to be 3. And let's run it and see its parent, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, which makes sense. What if I want to remove dog? So in order to remove any list item, we're just going to use the remove function. And the functions are added after the dot on the lists. So pets, remove, and in the parentheses, I'm going to type the item. You can either use double quotation or single quotation, but it has to be a quotation for text variable. The name of the item, and then click on it. Now we need to print pets again to see the result. And we no longer have, as you see here, dog because we remove it. In the second question, we are still working on the list and we try to understand again the index and how we can change the list items. So now this time we are going to create this list, write a program which is going to include this fruits list. I can just copy paste directly, but I need to make sure everything copied correctly for Python. So fruits is the name of the list, equal sign, and the items are in the square bracket, and all items are text variable. That's why they need to be in quotation mark. And let's run it. Now we can print the fruits and see if we are correctly created the list. Prints, and inside the print function, we include the name of the list. Yes, we correctly created the list B, N, A, N, A. And the next thing we're going to do is extract the second and third items in the fruits list using the print method. Remember, this is the 0 item, this is the first one, this is the second one. So I want to print and second and third item. So I want to print N and A. So if you remember, since Python code starts with 0, when I want to get second and the third, this is second item is in index 1 and the third item is in index 2, and if I write print 1 to 2, I will only get N. What I'm going to do instead, if you follow my videos carefully, when I want to print second and third item, I'm going to first type fruits, but I know that the letter N is in index 1 and letter A is in index 2, and I'm going to include index 3 here because the Python is going to print index 1 and 2, not 3. That's how Python works. So whatever the index number you write at the end is not going to be printed. Instead, until 3, starting from 1, including 1, until 3 is going to be printed. Let's see if it works, okay? So that we need to make sure we correctly did, yes. We get index second element, which is N, in index 1, and the third element A, which is in index 2. So the next thing we're going to do is insert B and A at the beginning of the list to make the word banana. So I want to insert here between B and N, A, and I know that A, the letter I'm going to insert, is going to be index 1, right? B is 0, N is going to be now second, and in between we are going to have A. So in order to do that, since I know that A should be in the index 1, everything is easy because we're going to use the insert function. Fruits insert is a function. The first element of the fruits is going to be the index number where we are going to insert A, and we want to insert A index 1. And the next element is what we want to insert, and then close the parentheses. So everything seems okay now. Fruits is my list, and on this list I want to insert at index 1 letter A. Now let's run it. We need to print fruits to see if we have made successfully this change. And now let's print it. Yes, now it becomes banana. And lists are ordered, right? They are ordered, so if you insert a number in a certain index, it stays at that index. And that's it. That's it for the second question. Okay, in the next question, we are going to create a tuple. So what is a tuple? Tuple is similar to sets, but actually it has different features. Like in tuple, when you create a tuple, you cannot remove a tuple item, or you cannot append or insert a new item. So in this exercise, we are going to create a tuple called classmates. So I'm just going to copy paste here the tuple, and in order to make sure I created it, I'm going to include the print function. But before running this code, make sure you understand this notation. Tuples starts with this bracket. It does not start with square bracket. So that's the difference between tuple and the list. So when we run this print function, you see that we can see that we created classmates tuple. And now what we are going to do next is we are going to print the type of the object we created, and I'm going to use print type function. After the print, I'm going to print the type of the classmates. So as you see, I'm using two functions here. First one is print and the next one is type. And when I run it, you will see that class is tuple. And next we are going to try to add an item to this tuple with using the append method and see if it's going to work. So I'm going to type classmates, and then next we will use the append function. In the append function, I'm going to include, as I said, Michael, and see if it's going to work. You see the Python gives an error and it says that tuple object has no attribute append. You can't append or you can't change the items in the tuple once it's created. So I'm going to make this code inactive by using hashtag in the front. And now the next thing is I'm going to try to remove the item Carlos using the remove function. So what is going to be in the remove function is I'm going to again type classmates and then use remove function. And inside the remove function, I try to remove Sophia. And let's try to do this. And as you see again, tuple object has no attribute remove. So as you see, tuples cannot be changed. The tuple items cannot be changed. And therefore, we cannot use append or remove function. Now, the next important concept that you need to know for Python is the sets. Sets are mutable, so that means you can change the elements in the set, but they are unordered. So that means if you have two lions in the set, it's going to only include one of them. So lists are different. Lists are both ordered and mutable. You can change and they are ordered. You can have two A's. One A is in the index number 2, one A is in the index number 4. But sets, you cannot order them. And tuples are immutable. You know that you can't change any element. So we're going to create a set called animals. And as you see, just again, pay attention to the notation. We are using this time curly braces. And let's print here the set we created, which is called animals, and see what is included in the set. As you see, although we have two lions in the set, only one of the lion is included. And now let's use the type function to see what kind of object we created. And we're going to create type and then name of the set and close two parentheses and then run. Yes, class is set. Now we are going to add giraffe using the add function. So we are using add instead of append in the sets. So we're going to type here animals and then add. And inside it, we are going to write the name of the animal. And run it. And now let's print the set again. Print animals and see if it's working. Yes. Now Python adds giraffe after line. Animals dot clear function. So I'm going to use animals is the name of the set, and the clear function is going to remove all the elements. So you can print again and see that all elements in the set is removed. So it's an empty set now. It's an empty set. When you have empty set, you have this print result. And again, use type check and print the type of object animals. We can again use print type, and this time again I want to check the type of the set we created. And now still it's set. Is that what you expected? Yes, we expect that to have the type set because we created the set. And create another object which is an empty dictionary and check the type of object using type. So now we're going to create empty underscore an equal sign, and let's create it first and then print. And we can print the type of it and see what is going to be the type. Let's run it, and it's going to be a dictionary type. So when you're creating a set, you're not using curly braces, right? Although when we have the elements inside the set, you use the curly braces, but when you want to create an empty set, you're not using curly braces, because curly braces with an empty, no elements in it, is going to create an empty dictionary. Okay, finally we are working with dictionary, and now again pay attention how we create the dictionary. So dictionary has two elements for each item. One is the key, next is the value. So you have the key here, username, and that username has a value of John Doe. Again, key is age and the value is 30. City is the key and the value is New York. And as you see, all text variables are in quotation and integers are not in quotation. So let's create the dictionary first. We're going to copy paste the code here and run it. Now we need the print function to see whether we created print correctly. And inside print function, we will include the name of the dictionary. And yes, we created correctly. Username, key value pairs. And now we are going to add new information. When I add a new information, we need to add in pairs again, key value, by using a Boolean data type as a value and a student as the key. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to add a new key value pair. So I'm going to type first the name of my dictionary. And when I'm adding, I'm not using add or append. What I do is in the square braces, I'm going to include the key that I want to add, which is student. And then the next thing is, after closing the square bracket, I want to include the value of this key, which is a Boolean, so I'm going to include false. Booleans has two values, true and false. And then I'm going to print profile, see if I add this correctly. And let's run it. Yes. And as you see in the dictionary, the new key value pair is added at the end of the dictionary. And now how you're going to modify the value of an existing key value pair? Simple. What you will do is you're going to call the key first in the square braces, and I'm going to include the name of the key, and then I'm going to change it to a new value, which in this case 31. And I run this. Now let's see, print profile, and see if the change has been made. Yes, now the new age is 31. So these are the basic characteristics of dictionary, and that is all for this week. And let me know if you have any questions.